5 men drove to a basketball game. They were never seen alive again. No foul play was ever proven. No credible suspect was ever named. And the most disturbing part? What was found months later in the snow made less sense than if they had simply vanished. Gary Mathias, Jack Madruga, Ted Wire, Bill Sterling, Jack Hewitt, 5 young men from Yuba City, California, all with mild to moderate intellectual disabilities, all close friends, all part of the same recreational program. On the night of February 24th, 1978, they got into a car and drove nearly 50 miles north to Chico. They were going to watch their favorite basketball team play, the UC Davis Aggies. The team won. The 5 men celebrated. They stopped at a convenience store, bought snacks, and began the drive home. But they never arrived. The game had ended. A witness saw them at the store. They were calm, relaxed, normal. Nothing seemed wrong. But something changed. Instead of heading south, toward home, they drove north, into the Sierra Nevada mountains, in the middle of winter, with a nearly empty gas tank. The road became darker. The air became colder. Snow began to fall. Then the storm came, and suddenly, the car stopped. 4 days later, the car was found, abandoned, on a remote mountain road, deep in the Sierra Nevada. It was stuck in the snow. The doors were locked. The keys were still inside. There were footprints. They led away from the car, into the wilderness. 5 men walked away from their only shelter, into one of the most dangerous environments in California. At night, in freezing conditions. They were going somewhere, but no one knows why. Months passed. Then, in June 1978, searchers found something. A Forest Service trailer, hidden deep in the mountains. Inside, they found Ted Wire. He had been there for months. He had survived for nearly 13 weeks. There was food inside the trailer. Cans had been opened. He had made a bed. He had tried to survive, but he was gone. His body showed severe weight loss, frostbite. His feet were gone. And yet, during all those weeks, he never left the trailer. A highway was just 1 mile away. A ranger station, 2 miles. But he stayed. He waited. For what? No one knows. The others were found nearby, scattered across the forest, exposed to the cold. The cause of death, hypothermia. But one man was never found. Gary Mathias. He had a history of schizophrenia. He had stopped taking his medication. Some believe he may have influenced the others, but there is one detail that remains unexplained. Inside the trailer, the propane heater had been turned on. Someone was trying to survive. Over the years, many theories have been proposed. 1, that confusion or mental distress led them into the mountains. 2, that something or someone frightened them. 3, that disorientation caused by the environment led to poor decisions. And one theory, rarely spoken about, that they were forced there. But none of these explanations fully make sense. 5 men went to a basketball game. 1 survived for weeks and never sought help. 1 was never found, and a car was left behind, locked, with the keys inside. More than 4 decades later, the case remains unsolved. No answers, no closure. Gary Mathias was never found. The mountains keep their secrets, and somewhere, in the snow, in the silence, the truth is still out there, waiting